Persuading with cultural images and myths. Each culture throughout the world has its own images and myths that are created to represent things valued by that culture. The myths of ancient Greece are prime examples of storytellers incorporating cultural values and life lessons into myths. A skilled persuader knows when to use these cultural values to attract the audience to the persuader's side. In the coming slides, I'll give you the tools to persuade an audience using their own cultural values. When persuading an American audience, you can't go wrong with the wisdom of the rustic approach. In this persuasive model, you emphasize humble or rustic beginnings. A great example of this is Abraham Lincoln's stories about his humble childhood and scarce education. In America, hard work is a cultural value, and if your audience believes the person to have come from nothing to earn their success, then they will be more easily persuaded. A great deal of politicians use the wisdom of the rustic approach, but the opposite can also be true. George W. Bush chose to not emphasize that he came from a wealthy origin, but instead emphasizes his achievements and accomplishments. Another persuasive model that can be used on an audience is the possibility of success. America represented a fresh new start to many immigrants that traveled here from places like Germany and Ireland. It represented, and still does represent, a possibility of success. People will be persuaded to one side or opinion if the possibility of success is promised to them. The coming of a Messiah is a persuasive model that works not only for American culture, but others as well. When times are tough, such as war or a bad economy, people look for someone to save or help them. An example being FDR bringing America out of the Great Depression, thus inspiring the country and bringing hope to its citizens. Recent American movies have shown us that American audiences are intrigued by the idea of conspiracies being a part of their history. The presence of conspiracy model is used when an audience is faced with unanswerable dilemmas. An example of this is the Da Vinci Code, or Papal conspiracy theories. It goes without saying that Americans value hard work, and so they would be persuaded using the value of a challenge model, in which the challenge itself is a cultural value. An example being President Barack Obama and his change campaign, which challenged people to bring about the change they wanted to see in their country. This presentation was made possible by Charles U. Larson, author of Persuasion, Reception, and Responsibility, where you can find more about persuading your audience. We all have the potential to become great persuaders. We just have to find the tools to help us become a better persuader.